Okay, this is now the 5-minute tarot for the 27th of May 2017. And it's a continuation from yesterday, because the question is, how can this person improve his financial situation? And yesterday we looked at the first two cards, which were the Seven of Cups reversed, opposed by the Eight of Swords reversed. And so today, or in this video, the foundation card was the Wheel of Fortune, and it was upright. So we want to do something with that particular card. So the card that goes below the first two is the foundation card, and it gives you an idea of what you have to build on. So if you have, let's say, the Tower reversed, you're kind of on your own, right? Because you've got the man and the woman in the picture, but it's upside down. So it's a bit like you can't really, or at this point, or to do with the question, you can't really depend on other people. You're really you have to do it yourself. And then we can look at the eighth card, the influence of other people, and see if there's a change, or if this idea of being on your own is emphasized or de-emphasized. Okay, but that's a different kind of thing. So how can he improve his financial situation? And because the wheel is the foundation, in some way it's in the past. So we can say you've had chances or opportunities came your way in the past. So be aware of what those opportunities were. You may have ignored them or thought they weren't that important, but actually they were. So it's important for you, the questioner, to think back to ideas that you had for improved income, or things that people suggested you could do to get paid more, or to find a better paying job, or whatever it happens to be, things that relate to your improved financial situation. Or maybe it's the fact that you had the chance to spend a ton of money on a fancy watch, and you bought the watch, whereas, you spent $10,000 on a Rolex watch instead of going to a pharmacy and buying a $5 watch, which is good enough because it tells you the time. Or maybe you've got a clock on your phone, so you don't actually need a watch. So that you can find that with the Wheel of Fortune, in the past, there were opportunities that came your way, and they could be new jobs and new possibilities, or they could be the chance to not bother spending money that you maybe didn't really have. And the fact is a major trump. Maybe we would say that you had big opportunities came your way, or unusual opportunities came your way. So you have had them in the past. Or situations came up that could have taken his earning power, let's say, to a new kind of level. And he's had this in the past, but it's the foundation, so it's going to happen again. Because if you're building on something, it doesn't mean it was and is finished, it's gone. It means it was and it's still there. So the questioner ought to watch out for new opportunities that are going to come his way. He may have tried them once and not done much with them. And I think that's probably what happened, because he's asking, how can he improve his financial situation? And I assume that he's not already a multimillionaire. Because if you're a multimillionaire, you don't really need to improve maybe you do, need to improve your financial situation. But it's more likely that he needs to make a fresh start and to actually have a decent financial situation. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in the past as a foundation. So he had chances in the past. He's going to have more in the future, and because the wheel is going to turn his way again. So it's important for him to be ready and not repeat past mistakes. So if he knows that he's tempted by get-rich-quick schemes, and they tend not to work out, when another get-rich-quick scheme comes along, don't fall for it this time. Don't do the same, or don't make the mistakes that you made in the past. But if he can be ready with a new streamlined idea of what he actually wants to do because he's worked through the Seven of Cups reverse and the questions that went with it. So he knows better what it is he wants and what he's looking for. Then he's going to be more focused. So he's got better the opportunities that come along, he'll turn them into something more. And also because the Wheel of Fortune is the foundation, and it indicates there will be new opportunities coming his way, we ought to look at the rest of the spread, the other 7 cards, from the point of view of there being future possibilities. So it's not like, it's not as if he created a better plan from the 7 of Cups reversed, but it's not going to make any difference because, you know, nothing's going to change. But the improved idea of what he wants to do, having worked through the 7 of Cups reversed, along with the wheel, because it turns and it changes, that means there are going to be new opportunities. And also the wheel is 10 for 1 plus 0 for 1, which is a new start. So that's the foundation for him. There will be, for a time at least, new opportunities coming his way. So be ready for them and take advantage of them properly this time, instead of letting the chance slip. So the 3rd card is the foundation, and the 4th card shows the influence that's passing away. And so this person got the Fool as the influence is passing away. So the wheel was followed by the Fool. So it can be that in the past there were opportunities and he took a leap, the Fool, but it didn't work out. And I'm saying it didn't work out because he's asking how he can improve his finances. So I'm assuming that it didn't work out the way he thought it was going to, or as well as he wanted it to. But it could be that the Wheel of Fortune followed by the Fool, opportunities come his way, but because he's the Fool, or because he's represented by the Fool, he thinks, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to wait for something bigger and better to come along. Or maybe he thought, this is okay for other people, but I've got more going for me than this would require. So I'm just going to let it go, and I'm going to wait for something really, really good to come along instead of just something good. So he may have decided he was going to wait or pick something else, but it was a mistake. And I'm saying a mistake because he's asking how he can improve his situation. So the wheel and the Fool together, the wheel led to or produced or turned into the Fool. So maybe it's time for a whole new start, a fresh start for him. That the opportunities that came his way didn't work out or didn't suit him, or weren't quite, or were no longer his preferred kind of experience or preferred kind of work. So it's time for him, or maybe he realized with the Fool that he wanted to do something else. Let's say you were working in an office, but you decided that you want to become a graphic designer, you know, which is a change from just being a pen pusher, let's say, in an office, or doing sort of heavy lifting in an office, but you want to do something more creative. So it could be a switch from something mechanical to something creative. So he needs a new line of work. So the Wheel of Fortune, yes, he could have had new opportunities in his current, or in his field of work, but he wanted to do something else. And at the same time, I know there's a Roman number X for 10 in the Wheel of Fortune. But 10, if you think of it as 1 plus nothing, and the Fool happens to be 0. So 10 is 1 and 0. The Fool is 0. So it's as if the Wheel of Fortune leading to the Fool, it's as if he chose only, or he only took half, 1 and 0, and he took the 0. He only took half of what was offered. So maybe in the future, he needs to take all of it, or commit himself fully to the new course of development. or else have a complete idea that he then follows. And he doesn't just pick and choose the easy bits or the good bits, but the zero in the future. It's important, or it's going to be important for him to have a streamlined idea. When new opportunities come along, he understands that he doesn't want to make the same mistakes as he made in the past, but this opportunity, he's going to embrace it and see it through. And then, depending on how it goes, he can make changes or he can incorporate new ideas. But rather than expect that everything will be complete tomorrow, it's going to take a little bit of time to get the hang of the new opportunities and to turn them into something valuable. Okay, tomorrow we're going to look at the next two cards of what may come for this person is the Queen of Cups reversed, and what will come is the Magician, which is quite interesting. I mean, only because it's the Magician and it's upright, and it's number one. So we've got the Fool for a new beginning, possibly, and we've got the Magician for an actual new beginning because it's number one. Okay, not wanting to get too far ahead, so I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll consider the Queen of Cups reversed as what may come and the Magician for what will come. Okay, thanks a lot.